Part 1. The Travelin Man. Phra Ajahn Suchart Abhijāto. The body that is just suffering. There has been suffering since the moment you were born. Have you ever seen a child who, having just been born, comes out laughing? There are none. There's just crying. The crying shows that there's already suffering. And why is there pain? Because a child needs to be able to breathe independently. If it's unable to, it's going to die. Residing in the womb is quite comfortable. There's no need to breathe, to find food or something to drink on its own, or to defecate or urinate by itself. Its mother's body manages everything while it is in the womb. It is all taken care by the umbilical cord. But at a certain point, as it keeps developing, the womb grows to be too restrictive, so it has to come out. Upon birth, the first thing one must do is breathe. For if this fails, the result will be dying. But then, becoming thirsty for milk, it will start crying until its mother can provide some for it to be able to drink. And so it continues. Hunger arises, followed by the need to defecate. So there really is just crying all the time. Have you ever seen a newborn that doesn't cry? Well, this crying is going to continue until it reaches adulthood. Having reached adulthood, it can take care of its own issues. It can manage its own discomfort. If they're thirsty or hungry, they can find something to eat or drink on their own. And as a result, the crying begins to diminish. When they have to use the bathroom, they can take care of this on their own, and their crying again becomes less. However, their discomforts will not simply disappear without first understanding how to properly address them. During that first period of their life, when they're not able to take care of their suffering on their own, they have to rely on their mother and father for this purpose constantly. All this crying in turn puts a lot of strain on them. Sometimes it's even midnight when the crying starts up again. Regardless of what time of day or night, it is hungry, thirsty, needs to urinate, defecate, or is just plain lonely. The crying starts again, pulling the mother and father out of bed to console it and help it back to sleep. Sometimes while sleeping, one has nightmares or dreams that are not particularly good. Startled, it wakes back up and starts crying. Or suppose it doesn't have nightmares but simply can't fall asleep. Feeling all alone, it will also cry. This is dukkha in coming to be born human that we often overlook. We tend to ignore that it is just about every day that we have to overcome various kinds of suffering. We overlook this because the more we age, the more capable we become in solving multiple types of dukkha that we have. It can really start to seem as if we don't really have any suffering at all. But when this body arrives at old age, things are going to revert to how they were during our childhood. No longer being able to solve various forms of dukkha on our own, we will then have to rely on others to do so. When we have reached an advanced age, sometimes just needing to walk on our own can be too much. If there's no one to lend a hand, it really is a lot of dukkha. Growing old is also a reason why we shouldn't come back to be reborn. Because once we're born, we just come into contact with painful things. There is dukkha from the day that we go out of our mother's womb until the day we're lowered into the ground. And this whole ordeal of having to put someone into the ground is always suffering.